Century 1, Quatrain 1. Alone. At night. In secret study. He places the bowl before him, flame from the emptiness, making successful those deeds which should not be believed in vain. Quatrain 2. The wand is placed in the center of the flame. He sprinkles the fiery liquid by his foot. A voice. Fear. He trembles in his robes. Divine splendor. God sits nearby. Lord, bless my side. Three leagues from the gates of Rome. A Pope named Paul is doomed to die. You must include that, but in the last quatrains. Those inquisitional fools. Despite their superiors' orders, they bide their time and wait to swoop on any pretext. A scourge on them. Pests all. But our Lord's business will continue. Physical peril is but a test. Grief of heart, ache of destiny, the glorious pure flame of soul are as one, are as all. What is to be is seen. Seeing is having been. A ceaseless plague of bodies and souls. Plague. A plague. To London. Fire and plague to London in the years. The years 6 and 23. 6 and 23.
Across Michel. 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 Michel.
Yes, Jean. What requires that you disturb me at this late hour? Are my services needed?
Forgive me, but unexpected news has arrived. The Royal Progress has changed its itinerary and will arrive here in Ceylon tomorrow.
What reason is given for this visit?
The Queen Mother has indicated that she greatly desires your counsel.
I felt that might be so. Doubtless the town is astir.
And your dedicated critics, now fired again with jealousy, assail you. However, there is general pleasure, partly for the honor shown you, and also in expectation of royal extravagance.
Then there will be general disillusionment when the real extent of royal extravagance is known. When I was in Paris, I saw grandeur and lavish waste, though only for the court's direct pleasure. But our late King Henry's commitment to those ill-fated Spanish and Italian campaigns has depleted the royal treasury, and Catherine's de Medici upbringing has trained her to spend selectively. Royal expenditure will be quite restrained, but royal wrath may not.
Forgive my bluntness, but it would seem that the Queen's precipitous actions may provide more fuel for those attacking you and your works.
An exact assessment as far as it goes, but a far graver situation is developing. Catherine's power could prove a direct and destructive threat to my works. Conflict with her must be avoided. As my student, you shall now be advantaged by some practical lessons in life and truth.
The young lion shall overcome the old. In warlike field, in single fight. In a cage of gold he will pierce his eyes, 2 wounds won, then die a cruel death.
Yes, my vision of Henry's death in the tournament. But not I alone foretold his doom. Ruggiero, Catherine's personal practitioner of that celestial science, and a host of his fellows cast the same fate.
But you have written...
True, my prophecy was more accurately detailed. If only the real differences between my prophecies and the others' starry guesses could safely be revealed. Others advised to forewarn, seeking to foil fate. But no true prophet can contravene the laws of his destiny. But to openly claim divine purpose as a vehicle of God's will amidst the present Huguenot strife and inquisitional purges would be deadly folly.
Perhaps I overestimate the notice those words have aroused. One from among a mass of as yet undecipherable quatrains. Many will think it blind chance that you accurately foretold the event.
And have you speculated on the general obscurity of my verses? My use of that which some perceptively call the enigmatic sentence which clouds the quatrains?
Many of the events described therein occur at a far future date. Thus the veil of years makes them inaccessible, alien even.
Most, but not all, are deliberately written without chronological order, to secure their secrets until the events foretold have come to pass. I seek to spare men the sorrow of doomed foreknowledge. Few men can accept their fate, yet many will vainly strive to thwart our Lord's destiny. But future men must come to see that their lives are subject to God's rule. My centuries form a puzzle to prompt inquiry through the ages. And after the events foretold have come to pass, succeeding generations will understand history's truth and reconcile themselves to fate through faith.
On that basis, men may fear your work and seek its destruction. The source of prophetic vision might easily be seen as devil's power.
I am widely known to repel all subversion of the true power of God's church. He called me to his service. Was not the plague which struck down my first family chastisement for self-pride? 2 years of monastic service formed a conviction in me that my visions serve the Lord's purpose. The bloody tides of time will change the form of societies and of nations, but not of man. But hold, after delivering such news as has arrived, you fail to fully pursue my thoughts on it.
I only seek such knowledge as you freely offer. To presume access to that which you would keep close would be unforgivable.
Well spoken. Now, consider the relevant aspects of the possible confrontation now developing.
Characteristically, the Queen Mother seeks the deepest channels to navigate on the sea of power. Though theoretically powerless as regent, she strives to assure and maintain the ascent of a Valois king from among her sons. The superior power of the houses of Guise and Bourbon must be dissipated between those two parties. Her close affiliation with those in the astrological arts and those most eminent in the field clarifies the reasons for her visit. Realizing the supreme accuracy of your account of Henry's demise, she seeks guidance.
Prophetic guidance on matters which she requested at our first meeting in Paris. Her intention is to determine my views for the prospect of her 7 children, and thus to guide them to power.
The completed yet unreleased quatrains which you guard so keenly.
When the coffin shall pass into the iron cage, in which the 7 children of their king are held, their ancestors shall emerge from the depths of hell and cry aloud to see die the last of their line.
Shall none attain their rightful stations? Francis.
Century 10, quatrain 39. Ascent to his father's throne. Death before his 18th year.
Charles.
Century 4, quatrain 47. Ascent to the throne. Savage and bloody rule as of one possessed. Agent of a dark massacre.
Anjou.
Death before his 25th year. To rule as Henry III after his 2 brothers. Perpetrator of mass injustice, debauchery, and murder. 339. Assassination at the hands of a discord priest. With his brothers by striving to usurp the throne.
Elizabeth.
Ally of heretics. Queen of Agent of the cruel invasion of the Netherlands. Poisoned by the hand.
Marguerite.
Death by 25. Appears the beautiful maiden at court. Agent of strife for and with her 2 brothers. To marry the future heretic King Henry IV.
Marie.
In the new lands of America, 3 brothers now shall come to power. 2 alone are born to rule, but all must die before their hour. 2 great men, yet brothers not, make the North united stand. Its power seen to grow, and fear possess the eastern land.
Your Majesty.
Great grief descended when the news of our late King Henry's death was apprehended. All still bear it.
It is a wound which brought to us and to all the kingdom a great evil. A grave error on his part to have entertained the unnecessary risks of the joust and disregard all cautionary prophecy. As for you, Master Nostradamus, we detect little change since our last encounter, though your countenance has assumed a more guarded character.
The temper of the times requires that one proceed cautiously.
And though we assume you will candidly discuss the subject which we find of interest,
As you are God's servant, I am yours, and I truthfully serve your divine majesty.
then let us consider the significant issues at hand. We expect you have had adequate opportunity to assess the situation.
No time or energy has been spared. These are the charts of their majesties.
Our interest lies not in the form of your considerations, but your analysis. Since our last encounter, we have rigorously studied the arts of the zodiac and have several opinions to compare with your unique perception.
Your Majesty honors a humble pursuit.
What portents do you offer for our eldest and dear son, Francis?
Despite fierce opposition from the houses of Bourbon and Guise, he shall ascend to the throne as his father's successor.
For strong-minded Charles,
In the event of abdication or the death of Francis, Charles appears to be in a strong position to assume the throne. Were he to rule, it would be firmly.
and stern Anjou,
Reign over an allied state seems likely, probably Poland. Were he to rule in France, it would be in a time of turmoil, which could only be resolved through God's guidance.
Alençon,
Close future association and activity with his brothers. He will lead foreign conquests in the north.
what prospects for our Elizabeth? Will she obtain advantageous position?
Overtures made on her behalf to eligible consorts will bear fruit in Spain.
Tempestuous Marguerite,
She will remain close to the court and to her brothers. She will be united with an ascended king.
and dear small Marie.
Sweet as a child, a bright and beautiful light at court.
There is nothing more of import which you wish to add?
Except in greater detail, these statements accurately outline the expectations of my...
Thus you join the ranks of those who choose to serve only so far as self-interest allows. Though your statements contain certain truths, they lack balance. Such grand optimism. We will not be deceived, for all your ways are known to me. For Francis, Jupiter augurs ascent to the throne, but a foreboding conjunction of Mars and Saturn follow. Sudden death. Charles finds powerful support from the sun, but Saturn in the Ram indicates a change of fortune, strife and conflict. And can you reconcile the conjunction of Mars and Jupiter apparent for Anjou with your statement? We expect further examination would reinforce the case against your views. Can you defend yourself? Do you plead incompetence? Shall we be further entertained by your shrewd evasions? We expect not.
The astrological science is a relatively minor indication of possibilities. Other paths of prophecy may be taken.
The Bishop Saint-Germain has informed us of your apparent divinely inspired vision.
A vow of silence broken.
Like you, the bishop is shrewd, yet more pragmatic. He came to understand the situation. Do you deny this divine gift?
I cannot.
And you have seen his fate for our children.
I have knowledge of some events concerning them.
And certain parts of your quatrains contain these secrets?
The words you seek are written, yet hidden and unpublished.
Realizing their implications and fearing possible repercussions, you chose a path of deceitful evasion. Poor recommendation for our Lord's vocation.
A grievous charge, accurate yet untrue. My first duty is to preserve for the future guidance of mankind those visions which our Lord reveals through me. And yet I am your servant, and thus seek to protect you from the futility of challenging his will and the pain of foreknowledge. I am aware that your power can encompass the destruction of my purpose and my work, and I actively seek to avert such an event. and I fail to see any contradiction in my position. It is, in fact, based on truth, although, when necessary, a limited truth.
A strange mix of passion and pragmatics.
Only to appearances.
And can you not see that we have already perceived the probability of ill fortune prior to our arrival? Out of fear, none will confirm our suspicions. We must know the truth.
But to what end could such truth serve?
To thwart ill fortune by any possible means.
His universal order cannot be reversed. Such was the case with Henry's death.
But they are my children. Their pain is an agony for me to bear. Please, grant me this kindness. The eldest son of the widow, Francis, will die a minor before the age of 18, without children, setting 2 isles of discord. We thank you for your considerate courage, Master Nostradamus. May the Lord bless you.
May the Lord spare your majesty.
God sits nearby. At night. Alone.